Smart meter rollouts come with 3 headaches that show up early and don't go away. Ingesting telemetry at scale, catching anomalies the moment they happen, and running fast analytics on years of historical data without spinning up a second platform to do it. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through an architecture that handles all 3, using a standard MQTT broker on the front end and MongoDB Atlas on the back end. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how this is built, the architecture, the data model, and a full demo so you can see every piece in action. The stack is a standard MQTT broker on the front end, MongoDB Atlas with time series collections, change streams for anomaly detection, and Atlas charts for the visualization. Let's get into it. Smart meters are everywhere now. The global installed base is sitting above 1.8 billion units, and analysts expect more than 3 billion by 2030. The US and Canada alone are tracking toward nearly 90% adoption by 2027. That makes smart meters one of the largest categories of connected devices on the planet. What makes a smart meter different from the old analog dial isn't the device, it's the data. Instead of one read a month from someone walking the route, you're getting a stream of readings every 15 or 30 minutes. That unlocks accurate billing, time of use tariffs, faster outage detection, theft identification, and visibility for consumers into their own usage. All of it depends on what happens to the data once it leaves the meter. And this is where most utility programs hit friction. The integration story is messy because the head-end systems, aggregators, and billing platforms in any given rollout tend to speak slightly different dialects. The data volume is intense because you've gone from one read a month to thousands of reads a month per meter, multiplied by millions of endpoints. And the privacy bar is high because consumption patterns are sensitive personal data that regulators are watching closely. The architecture we're going to walk through tackles all 3. Standard ingestion on the front end, MongoDB Atlas time series collections on the back end for storage and analytics, and the same security controls applied across both. Let's look at how it fits together. There are 4 pieces in play here: the smart meters themselves, an MQTT broker, MongoDB Atlas, and the analytics and visualization layer that sits on top. The meters publish their readings to a local aggregator using whatever last-mile protocol the deployment runs on. The aggregator then forwards everything up to a standard MQTT broker. From the broker, the data flows directly into MongoDB Atlas using an off-the-shelf connector. Most major MQTT brokers ship with one, so the bridge into the database is configuration, not custom code. Inside Atlas, the data lands in a time series collection. This is where the volume challenge gets solved. You get columnar storage on disk with very high compression ratios and automatic cluster index on timestamp and meter ID, and seamless tiering to Atlas Online Archive for cold data. Change streams sit on top of that collection and fire events on every insert, which is how the anomaly detection pipeline gets triggered. And for historical analytics, the aggregation framework and Atlas stream processing handle rolling averages, gap filling, and threshold detection without anyone copying data to a second system. One thing worth highlighting for anyone evaluating this: everything lives in one platform. You're not running a separate time series database, a separate stream processor, a separate analytics warehouse, and a separate visualization tool. The same Atlas cluster handles ingest, storage, real-time anomaly detection, historical analytics, and the charts. Alright, enough diagrams. Let me show you the actual demo running. I'm starting the meter simulator, which publishes readings to our MQTT broker. The connector picks them up immediately and writes them into our time series collection. Here in the Atlas Data Explorer, you can see the documents flowing in, timestamp, meter ID, and the measurement fields exactly as we modeled them. Now the anomaly detection. I've got a change stream running on this collection that watches for voltage values outside a defined threshold band. When the simulator pushes an anomalous reading, watch what happens. The change streams fires, the alert gets written to a separate anomalies collection, and the dashboard updates in real time. No polling, no nightly batch job, just an event-driven reaction within milliseconds of the bad reading landing. Okay, now let's get into the analytics side. There are 4 pipelines I want to walk through. First one is rolling averages. This pipeline uses $set_window fields to compute a 5-minute rolling average of voltage readings partitioned by meter. Every meter gets its own rolling window, so noisy individual readings get smoothed into a clean trend line per meter. This is the foundation for load forecasting and demand response baseline. Second one is gap filling. Meters reboot, networks drop out, and you end up with holes in the time series. The pipeline uses $densify to generate the missing timestamps and $fill to interpolate the values. Notice that we're using two different fill strategies here. LOCF, last observation carried forward. For voltage, because voltage doesn't change rapidly between reads. And linear interpolation for current, which does. The output is an evenly spaced time series with no holes, ready for downstream analytics. Third one is extremes detection. This pipeline uses the N accumulators, $first N, $last N, $min N, $max N, $bottom N, and $stop N in a single aggregation per meter. Over the last 24 hours, we get the first and last readings of the window, the highest and lowest voltage values, and the top and bottom readings ranked by any field we want. That's a complete extremes profile for every meter in one pass. Wire that into your alerting layer and you have got grid stability monitoring running on the same collection that's ingesting the raw data. Last one is Geospatial. Every meter document has a location field indexed with 2D sphere. This pipeline uses $geonear against a given coordinate, say a reported fault location, and returns the 5 closest meter readings ordered by distance. That's how you correlate an event with the nearest meters on the grid and starts isolating a localized issue without scanning the whole collection. One more thing I want to show before we wrap: storage compression. I've got two collections side by side. Same meter data, same time range, same document count. The standard collection on the left is using roughly 5 times more disk space than the time series collection on the right. At fleet scale, the ratio is the difference between a manageable infrastructure bill and one that gives you finance team an unpleasant surprise. The expectation going into something like this is usually that handling smart meter data at scale means stitching together a time series database, a stream processor, an analytics warehouse, a visualization tool, and a pile of glue code to connect them. The reality is that MongoDB Atlas handles ingest, time series storage, real-time anomaly detection through change streams, historical analytics through aggregation pipelines, and visualization through charts, all on one platform. Pair it with any standard MQTT broker and you have everything you just saw in this demo. The full source code for the Leafy Smart Meters demo is on GitHub, links in the description. Thanks for watching.